Can task boxes really serve as a behavior management tool? Today, we're going to be diving into this question, and spoiler alert, the answer is both yes and no, and I'm going to break it all down in today's episode. Hey, special educators, I'm Jennifer from Positively Learning. Welcome to the Special Educators Resource Room. If you're like me, you're always looking for ways to save time and streamline your work. That's why this podcast was created, to give you the systems and solutions you need to get your time back. Tune in for tips, tricks, and tools that will help you manage your workload and make the most of your time. Whether you're brand new or experienced, all are welcome in the Special Educators Resource Room. Hey, special educators, it's Jennifer from Positively Learning. Welcome to episode 95. We're going to chat about the superpower of task boxes. And as always, when I'm talking about task boxes, feel free to substitute your favorite independent work format, whether it is task boxes, work binders, or file folders. This episode is all about behavior management and what role does independent work play. The big question is, can task boxes be part of your behavior management system? And I mentioned the answer is yes and no. So let's tackle the no part first. At face value, task boxes are not a behavior management tool. They aren't designed to directly change or manage behavior the way something like a behavior chart or token economy might. Task boxes are simply systems for students to work independently on specific tasks that are aligned to their needs and learning goals. So nope, task boxes aren't a behavior modification system in and of themselves. But stay with me. There's more to this story. While task boxes may not have the stickers and the tokens and the visuals and charts attached, they actually create a learning environment that naturally supports positive behavior. And that leads us to the yes part of today's conversation. Now, here's where task boxes can work their magic indirectly when it comes to behavior management. Task boxes provide so many benefits that naturally lead to students showing up more engaged and focused and confident. And when you have a classroom of students who feel successful and feel that they have a sense of control, you're going to most likely see fewer negative behaviors. And here's how it works. Number one, working independently. Task boxes are designed for independent work. And let me tell you, when students know that they can complete a task without needing to constantly ask for help, that sense of autonomy is huge. Independence can reduce frustration as it builds self-confidence and gives students a chance to focus on learning. Plus, when students are working independently, they're less likely to get off task or engage in disruptive behaviors. Number two, meeting students where they are. One of the most wonderful things about task boxes is you can easily differentiate and customize them to meet your students' unique needs. When a student is given work that they can actually complete instead of something that's too hard or too easy, they're more likely to stay engaged and feel success. This may reduce the chance of students acting out because they're bored, frustrated, or overwhelmed. I'm going to cut in with a quick side note. One year, I was co-teaching in the inclusion classroom, pushing into a math class. And this is a very challenging class. We have big personalities. It's just a challenge. I'll let you fill in the blanks. It was a packed room. We were maybe 28 students, and disruptions were a part of our normal day. There was one moment when we were doing a measurement unit. We had students working in pairs, which was not always a success, and they were using hands-on tools. And just for a moment, there was that wonderful buzz in the room when everybody was working together and they were engaged in the task. It was magical. I'll never forget it. Our AP was walking down the hall and I pulled her in to observe. I was always one of those who was kind of pushing back on things that our school decided that I didn't feel were developmentally appropriate. So I pulled her in and I said, look at what happens when we meet students where they are. All right, moving forward, number 3 on how task boxes can help support positive student behavior. Number 3, they build self-awareness and confidence. We cannot underestimate the power of success. And this goes for students and adults. When students can complete a task, no matter how small, it builds confidence. And over time, task boxes can help students realize their strengths, which increases self-awareness. When students feel good about themselves, they're less likely to engage in behaviors like avoidance or refusal. Number 4, and this just might be my favorite, task boxes allow us to give students choice and flexibility. Maybe they get to pick which task box they want to start with, or perhaps they're going to choose from a selection of boxes that target different skills. By providing choice, we're giving students that sense of ownership over their learning. And what happens when students have a say in what they get to do? Improved behavior and increased engagement. And number 5, this is more of a preventative tool. Having an independent work system like task boxes promotes routine and predictability that can reduce anxiety. Task boxes can become a key part of the classroom routine. Students are going to know what to expect when it's time to work on them. Routines that can help students feel safe and secure. And when students feel that way, they're far less likely to exhibit challenging behaviors. Here's a quick recap of the 5 ways using an independent work system can support student behavior. Number 1, students are working independently. Number 2, we're meeting students where they are. Number 3, we're building self-awareness and confidence. Number 4, incorporating student choice. And number 5, promoting routine and predictability. I actually have many more tips to share, but I think I'm going to stop here and save them for a part 2. So if you have any questions, feedback about what we talked about in this episode, please reach out and let me know. I'll be sure to address them in part 2. One big tip that I didn't bring up yet was incorporating task boxes that feature SEL skills. I have a whole blog post on using social emotional learning with our independent work systems, and I'll be sure to link that in the show notes. There's also an entire category inside the TaskBox Dollar Club featuring social emotional learning skills. I'll link that too in the show notes. I hope as you listen to this episode, you did not feel that I was minimizing the impact of behavior on learning in your classroom. I am definitely not suggesting that task boxes can directly be used as a behavior management tool, but indirectly, I think they can. Task boxes provide independence, predictability, choice, and success. All of these can naturally support better student behavior. So whether you're using them as a daily independent work system, or you're incorporating them into a behavior support plan, or adding them to your calm down space, task boxes can help promote that positive learning environment where all students can thrive both academically and behaviorally. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this episode helpful, I'd love for you to share with a colleague or leave a review. And as always, you can find more resources and ideas inside the TaskBox Dollar Club. Click the link in the show notes to learn more. I'll catch you next time in the Special Educators Resource Room. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm dying to ask, what'd you think? Be sure to hit the follow or subscribe buttons so that you never miss an episode. You can find the show notes and links for everything mentioned in this episode at positivelylearningblog.com. See you next week for more special education solutions.